All right, I'm here with my beautiful wife Sue, and we are talking about a subject that's near and dear to our hearts. It's how you feel your bodies, and we talk to people about that all the time, how they feel their bodies. Super, super important. And what we've talked about is a thing we call transition nutrition. Trying to transition from bad stuff to good stuff. Now, we eat incredibly well. That's why she's healing so well, is one of the reasons.
And could do better for us.
It's
a constant changing path.
Constant growth. We're always looking at trying to eat better and don't think that we're perfect in any way, shape, or form. But what we found was a really amazing book. That's something we've been talking about, Sue's been talking about for years.
Yeah.
And it's transitioning. It's all about transitioning. And this book is called, I'll hold it up there, Sue.
Well, first I want to say
sorry.
I don't, when I teach, I don't like to use the word diet. Diet, you say it and you go, oh, it now has a negative connotation to it. And so I started teaching a class called Transition Nutrition because I try to tell people you don't have to give up these habits. Let's transition the habit into a different habit. Like if you love potato chips and salty carbs like that, then instead of having a fried food, let's slice some potatoes and put them in the oven with some oil and salt and have them that way. And then you slowly could change it to a sweet potato type ones that are baked in the oven, and then maybe not baked in the oven, but the actual potato with some veggies on it. So it's all about transitioning because in order for anything to work, you have to change your lifestyle. You go on it and then you're done. You go off it. Therefore, you didn't change any habits. You go back to your bad habit, and most people do. And I don't push. Also, the other thing with diets, you get those people who do their drinks and their nutritional bars, supposedly, and that are good for you and all of that. So it's about having real food and getting real food in your diet someday. So I had seen an advertisement for something called Unjunk Your Junk Food.
Well, actually, I found it.
You did?
I found it.
I saw this paper on his desk.
Yes.
And I was like, what's this? And they had some really good information on this little paper. And then I looked them up. And then I realized there was a book. And pretty much everything that I teach in my transition nutrition and my personal training, they put in a book.
Yes.
So get this book if you are a junk food person.
It is called, let's get close up here, all right? We're going to put a plug for the book. It is called Unjunk Your Junk Food. And every martial arts school should have this. Every person should have this in their home if they've got kids, because it's about eating really yummy stuff that's not as bad for you and transitioning towards organic alternatives, but not necessarily all of them. They're not necessarily all organic, but they're better versions of what you're probably eating. This is by Andrea Donsky and Randy Boyer, and they're the creators of what's called naturallysavvy.com. If you can see that, I'll get in kind of close. It's called naturallysavvy.com, and we recommend you check them out. They've got some great information that takes you transitioning towards that in a very, very positive way that is getting your family healthier, getting them away from the bad stuff, and getting to stuff that is much better for them, going towards things that are continuously much better.
Yeah, so I guess what we'll do is give a couple examples. First, I want to say a couple days ago, because my family is radical about things, the health side of it. The other day, my daughter was doing something. She put some trash in a trash can, and she saw in the trash can there was like a bunch of candy wrappers. It was like Skittles and gummy bears and lollipops and just complete colorful, artificial color junk food. And so I think what I'll do is I'll kind of start with my first example of something that's colored that a lot of people use. First of all, artificial colors are something that are carcinogenic. So if you're eating something like Skittles or red popsicles,
carcinogenic means
it causes cancer.
Ah, okay.
And the other side of it is artificial colors. If you look at the ingredients, it's some of those same things are things that are actually put in a car. So if you're putting antifreeze in your car or certain petroleum products, is that something you really want in your body? Because something like Powerade, which is really blue, has the color blue in it, and other colors a lot of times will be yellow in there and different
Well, see,
things.
it says right here that we've got blue number 1, which is a color, all right here in the ingredients, and calcium disodium EDTA is a preservative. You got high fructose corn syrup. It's just got lots and lots of bad stuff.
So you have a GMO in here, and then you have EDTA, which is also another carcinogenic. And then you have artificial color. And a lot of people, how many times do you see this stuff on the sports field? Gatorade is also included on this. This stuff's terrible for you.
And those things are carcinogenic.
Carcinogenic, yeah. And so what you could do, their example here is the drink Recharge. Way better. So that would be a step. You go from here to here, and is it wiggling?
You're wiggling it a lot.
Yeah, it's wiggling. So you go from this one, you go to this one. So you're slowly transitioning. You do this for a while. Eventually, what I would say to you is you need to get this out of your life. And it suggests, I think, coconut water. That would be your next step.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Because
yeah.
it has electrolytes in it.
Yep,
and
it says
then your
coconut
next step would be making your own. And then making your own and putting it in glass instead of so much plastic. You know, so you can see where there'd be steps. You go from Powerade, you go to Recharge, you go to coconut water. Okay, and then from coconut water, why not make your own and you put it in glass so you can not have as much consumption. So here's another example is a lot of kids like to eat gummy bears. God, that's some terrible colors.
Oh my goodness.
Looks like a science experiment. And my kids have done this. Actually, I've been pretty good about artificial colors. But anyways, here's your step. I don't even know this brand, but I know there's a lot of other brands out there. And this has terrible stuff in it. Carcinogenic. ADD, ADHD would just, that's what would, you would get ADD eating that stuff and ADHD.
Well, let me say here very, very quickly that as Sue's showing you this, that the really neat thing about this book is that on one page they've got the bad stuff, right?
Bad choice.
And, yeah, it's bad choice, marked as bad choice. And the other one is a naturally savvy approved choice, you know, and much better for you. And again, a great transition towards being much healthier.
And you can even get these ones organic. My kids eat these when they are craving a little gummy bear. Well, I don't know about all my kids, but most of them, they'll do this. So yeah, it's just some great examples. It has no.
Anyway, get the book. It's a fantastic book. We recommend it highly.
I didn't buy this book. I was interested in it, and my 17-year-old daughter went and got it. So I'm pretty impressed with her on that one. Sophia did this. For those who know Sophia, she went and bought it.
I'll put a shameless plug in there for Sophia.
Yeah, I did. 17-year-old in tune, you know. Yes.